July 7, 2012. It's been a while since I have written in my diary, but life has been boring and uneventful for the most part. But you know what they say, be careful what you wish for, right? I'm not the kind of person who likes to complain, even when there is a reason for it. I guess I'm just too laid back, as many friends have told me. But there's a line you have to draw somewhere, and it's getting drawn every day now. I've been living in my apartment, room 1302, for only 2 weeks, and already things are more than unpleasant. This is a nice area, and most of the time things have been nice and quiet, except at night. For reasons unknown to me, music has been blaring late at night, around 12 to 2 in the morning. I can hear people talking, and at some point there's even yelling, most likely in some drunken stupor of celebrating. It was exasperating. The music would just continuously play, keeping me up and causing me to lose 2 hours of sleep every single night. I'm really hoping this is just some summer phase. July 21, 2012. This is getting really bad. Now am I not only losing sleep once the noise starts, but I can't fall asleep initially either. I know once I lay my head down, I'll be startled awake by the stupid blaring music coming from only God knows where. The problem is my apartment is a smack dab in the middle of my building, with a neighbor above, below and on each side of me, and as apartments go, the acoustics can be quite strange. I can never really tell exactly where the music is coming from. I really wish summer would be over. August 22. I finally had it, and contacted the apartment office the next morning to voice my complaint. Summertime is over, and that horrible ruckus is still going on. This is apparently a permanent thing, and I can't take it. My lack of sleep is taking its toll. The receptionist said they would gladly look into it, but it would be harder to track down considering I don't know where it was from. I wanted to check, but honestly I'm just too chicken to confront people. Due to that fact, they would contact all the people around me and ask if there was any loud music being played at that time. They said it would take a total of 3 weeks to get the word out, get responses and see what they could do for me. I understood and gave it time. September 9. I had an especially hard day at work and decided I was going to find these idiots and tell them myself they need to turn their stupid music down or off completely, or the cops would be coming to shut them down. Of all the hours to do this, so I walked around until I was able to locate the source of the noise. Above me and 2 doors down to the right, I found room 1307. At the door, it was obvious this was where the noise was coming from. I knocked on the door and there was no answer. 3 hard knocks later, there was still no answer and the music and noise continued on. Finally, I started yelling. Moments later, I was surprised to hear the apartment door behind me open up and a man poked his head out the door. "Hello," he said for a moment. Looking at me, he looked groggy and none too pleased. "Hey, can you believe these people? They have been playing their music so much I'm losing a lot of sleep over it. And I'm trying to get a hold of them, but they won't answer me. Have you guys had anyone else around here complain?" The man looked around trying to think of someone. "Crazy people," he suddenly muttered and shut the door. I shook my head, irritated at why he was being so unhelpful to me. I tried again to get someone to answer the door, but to no avail. So defeated, I walked back to my apartment to another sleepless night. September 15, 2012. I received a call from the office stating they had looked into the matter and no one has been complaining or mentioning any loud noises from my building. I told them the room number, hoping to get something out of it. After checking their records, she said there was no one occupying that apartment and had been that way for almost a year. I told her to check again, and there must be some mistake. People were probably breaking in and using it as a party spot because there was most definitely music and noise coming from there. She said there was nothing she could do for me. I was so stressed out by all of this, I decided to go to a gun range and shoot some target to let off some steam. The last time I used it was right before I moved here. Strangely, I can't seem to find my gun anywhere. I must have misplaced it while arranging my apartment here. September 20, 2012. I decided to look into the matter myself, knocking on room 1307's door at different times of the day, but still haven't gotten any response. Strangely, no one seemed to be home except when they were having their parties. Otherwise, the lights were all off and no signs of life could be seen there. Odd, but it was probably some stupid college kids who were out all the time. September 21, 2012. I decided to check police records on the apartment to see if someone filed a complaint through the police and not the apartment. I wasn't totally crazy because there was some reports, but nothing like I had expected. There were tenants living there as the receptionist had told me, but it was back in September of 2012. Much like my experience, the tenants there like to party and party late into the night, usually starting around 12 am. Multiple noise complaints were filed with that apartment, and little was done to stop the problem. One day, a nearby resident got so frustrated, he entered the apartment and threatened to shoot someone if they didn't turn the music off and stop the noise immediately. He was only met with drunken replies to go away, which included the tenants of the apartment. This infuriated him so much that he returned 10 minutes later with a gun and began shooting everyone, starting with the renters. 5 people were killed by the shooter until he was shot and killed himself by one of the partygoers who happened to have a firearm on their person. The police investigated and found that the shooter was a resident that lived close to them by the name of Daniel Kirby, who had apparently written a diary detailing the events leading up to the shooting, stating that he was so angry because he was losing sleep over the noise. I was immediately freaked out and decided that I was losing it. I rubbed my eyes several times to make sure I was reading all of that right, and it still said the same thing. I checked the website for some kind of weird spam or spyware that might be putting my name into the article, but nothing seemed to be out of the ordinary. I decided that I was so stressed and tired from no sleep that I must have read it wrong or seen things. I suddenly felt very tired and felt like I could actually sleep through the night for once. Perhaps even longer. September 9, 2010. September 9, 2010. I'm usually a nice guy about things like this, but this is getting out of hand. Ever since I've been in this apartment, I haven't gotten any sleep because of some neighbors playing their damn music too loud. I swear, if they do it again, I'm going to shoot somebody.